Hi honeys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a everyday makeup look. So we're just going to jump right into it. I'm starting with my brows, so I'm going to take the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in dark brown, and I'm going to be using an angled brush. It's Morphe angled brush with a spoolie on the end. You can literally use any angled brush that you like. I have a brow tutorial already up. It's for my red brows, but it's pretty much how I do my brows in general. So I'm not going to spend too much time on my brows. Usually when I do my brows, I fill them first and then I go straight into concealer. But this time I'm going to do my brows and then I'm going to prime my whole face using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This primer is love. You can see that she's almost gone because I use her to death. I need to re-up. But yes, she is literally the best primer I've come across. I've used so many primers, so many different times, so many different brands, and Milk Hydro Grip Primer has always done it for me. To conceal my brows, I'm going to use the Born This Way, TooFaced Born This Way Multi-Sculpt Concealer in Chestnut. I'm also going to be using a dome brush. It is also a Morphe brush. It has no name on it, but this is my go-to brush. I mean, any size really, if you are really experienced in doing your brows, any size, but if not, I would say this size does really well. With it being a dome brush, it gets really it gets your arch really well. So you know, if you use a straighter brush, it's going to be a little harder to arch your brows. Once I'm done concealing and blending my brows, I am going to go in with the TooFaced Born This Way foundation in Mahogany. Now, Mahogany was originally my summer shade, but then I went on vacation a few months ago, so I started using it for my winter shade until my little tan goes away. I use one pump, but two pumps. Sometimes I use two pumps. I think I use two pumps here. Two pumps is a lot of product, like a lot of product. So you know, I would start with one pump, and if you feel like you need more coverage, it's definitely buildable. So I would definitely use more if you need it, but definitely use it very sparsely. To blend out my makeup, to blend out my foundation, I'm going to use my Morphe B5 brush. This brush was the very first brush I ever used to blend out my makeup. I always used to use sponges, and then something was like, sponges they're not giving what I need them to give. So I started using this brush. I love this brush. I don't really know like the ins and outs of it, but as you can see, like the ends of it are a little bit more, I think it's like natural hair and synthetic hair, but it just helps blend. The ends are a little softer than the inside. It gets where the black part is, it's a little thicker. So again, I don't know the science behind it. I will find out and I will let y'all know. So because this brush is kind of big, I am going to squeeze it together just to get in between my eyebrows. I usually squeeze it to get around my hairline, like between my eyebrows and my hairline, just because if I just go over it, I feel like it's going to wipe my eyebrows away, and all that hard work, I'm not beat for it, okay? So whenever I finish something, I always do my little dancey dance, so just let me live, okay? I need y'all to dance with me behind the screen. So I'm going to take the same concealer that I used to conceal my brows, under my eye, down my nose. I'm going to go on my chin. For my contour shade, I'm going to go in with the Fenty concealer in 480. I never really was a fan of cream contouring. Like, I was afraid of it. I thought it was too much. Like, I will always just overdo it. So I really stayed away from it. But recently I was like, you know what? I think it just gives me that snatched look, and then I'll just, you know, go over it with something. But definitely I would recommend a cream contour, and don't be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of it. So I'm just going around my forehead, down my nose, just areas that I want to snatch and make my face a little bit smaller, my forehead smaller. I like to let it dry down a little bit, because especially my highlight under my eye, it gives a lot more coverage when I let it dry down. So I'm just fanning my face. So to blend my concealer under my eye, I'm going to be using a Real Techniques brush. It's brush 308. So this came in like an eye kit or whatever. But honestly, you can literally use, I realized that you can literally use any brush for anything you want. I mean, obviously, as long as you clean it in between. But this was an eye brush, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to leave it as an eye. Oh, it says medium shadow brush. So I'm like, I'm just going to use this as my shadow brush. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like how it blends my under eye. It definitely takes a little bit more time, but whatever. So I'm just stippling. Is it called stippling? Pressing, patting, stippling. I think it's called stippling. Stippling this concealer into my under eye. I usually conceal my Cupid's bow and my forehead, but I was just like, recently I've been kind of trying to stay away from putting a lot of makeup on my top lip, because I'll eat, I'll drink or whatever, and it'll just go away and it'll look very, very noticeable. So I try not to pack too much makeup there. I do have a mustache, and I realized that the other day that I have a mustache, and to be honest, like, I need to get rid of her. Like, she kind of messes up my makeup. That's probably why my makeup comes off in that area so quickly, because it's just sitting on top of my mustache and it's not on my skin, and I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, so to blend out my contour shades, I am going to be using a Morphe brush M512. This brush has literally taken me out of the mud. I've done everything with this brush. I've done eye looks with this brush. I've concealed with this brush. I've contoured with this brush. This one time I did my whole face, like my whole foundation face, with this brush. And honestly, I don't know what I would do without her. I love her to death. She's been here since day one, so definitely. When blending out your contour, make sure you're being very, very neat. You're being very concise. You're paying attention to where your brush is going, because that will help you with the placement and make sure, you know, it's not getting all over. Because like I said, when I used to do cream contour, I literally, like, my whole cheek used to be brown, and I would have to go back in and I would have to re-highlight and then put more powder to kind of buff it out. It was a lot. When I say a lot of work. So these contour shades, just make sure you're being very, very, very intentional about where you're placing your brush and where you're blending. Also with the highlight as well, make sure you're being very intentional, because it can get very messy, and make sure you kind of blend it into each other. Like, don't be afraid to blend the contour in with the concealer, with the highlight, only because you kind of want them to blend. You want them to go together. So I'm just putting this up my nose so I can snatch my nose. Putting it all the way up your eyebrow, up to your eyebrow will make it look like your nose is naturally snatched, okay? See, I'm going back in with the cream concealer, because I'm just trying to blend it in. I'm just trying to make it look flawless, make it look like my nose is supposed to be like that. As you can see, I'm very happy about how this is coming out on camera. I've never recorded myself doing anything like this. But now I'm going to set all of this in place with my Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep, and I'm going to be using my Real Techniques 300 brush, which is a deluxe crease brush. Again, using brushes for multiple uses. Because it's the winter time, I absolutely do not bake. I don't bake ever. I don't let my translucent powder sit at all. I just take it and I don't use a lot, and I just tap it into my skin. I feel like when I was baking, I would bake under my eye and I would bake my forehead too, but because my T-zone is so freaking oily, my under eye would be looking so dry and crusty and my forehead would still be shiny. So I do not bake. Honestly, it's all personal preference. If you feel like you want to bake and you want to put a lot more powder, baby, do you, okay? But SHVY is not doing it. I also make sure to put translucent powder in my smile lines. I smile a lot all day long, all the time, and my smile lines, I swear, are the first to go every single time. I'm also going to put some powder up my nose because, again, my T-zone is very, very oily. My lids get very oily as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some translucent powder on my lids just so that they don't crease. I'm going to take my Morphe M438 brush and my bronzer in Coco Naughty. It's a Fenty bronzer in Coco Naughty. I'm also going to use my Hoola bronzer in Toasted. I usually mix Coco Naughty and Hoola together because Coco Naughty isn't dark enough for how deep I want my contour to be, and Hoola can be too dark sometimes. So I just kind of mix it in just to get that perfect contour. I'm just going along my jawline and under my chin just so I can snatch, okay, snatch that chin, because honey, I have a double chin. I think I have like 3 or 4 chins, to be honest, and I'm just over it. I'm also going to go back over my nose just to further blend that a little bit more so that it's not as sharp. Now I gotta bring some color back into my face, so I'm gonna be using Exhibit A by NARS blush with this random blending brush that I got from Morphe. There's no name or number on it, but it does the job. The brush that I used prior to this to do my bronzer, I usually use for my blush, but again, I just be picking up brushes and I just hope that they do what they're supposed to do. Most of the time they do, so I don't be stressing. But just stipple that into your cheek. Don't use too much. I mean, you can use as much as you want, actually. Use as much as you want. If you want it to be very, very pink or very, very orange, whatever blush you have, then you do that. I don't like a lot of blush because I find that when it starts to oxidize, my face just looks very orange. So I'll just, you know, use a little bit of brush. I'll also do blush on my nose and around my hairline, again, just to bring some color and some rosiness back into my face. Okay, so now we're going to set all of this makeup in place with the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. Now, it's green at the top and blue at the bottom, but I think that's the grip set and the refresh spray together. So just shake it up. Now, the story behind this was an accidental purchase because I went to the store to get more Hydro Grip primer, And I literally got home to do this video and I opened the box and I'm like, oh, okay, definitely not primer. This is definitely setting spray, so we're definitely going to use it. So this is my first time using it, so we're going to see how it works together. I sprayed my face again just because honestly I'm addicted, but my reviews on this is that I absolutely love it. It definitely brought back the hydration into my face, obviously with it being called Hydro Grip. I feel like it's great for the winter to give you that dewy look. When my face was completely done, I still had the dewy look, so I'm very much satisfied with this setting spray. So I'm removing any excess makeup off of my lips. I find that when I do this, my lipstick and my lip gloss stick better. I'm going to be doing a very simple lip. So for my lip liner, I'm going to be using my KatVonD's lip liner in Crucifix. I am a slut. I am a whore. I am a thought. Okay, for brown lip liner. I love the brown lip liner look with the pink in the middle. I just, So be ready to see all these looks with a lot of brown lip liner. Once you apply your liner, just press your lips together. I think mine looks mad crooked, but it's okay, we'll get her together. So pressing your lips together will help it to give it that faded look that we're looking for. Now taking my gloss, this Morphe gloss in Freebird. When I first got this, I was a little nervous about how pink it was, but I think it goes really well with the whole ombre look and the brown liner. I really love this lip. Moving on to the lashes. This is Milk mascara. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it literally just says Milk and it's their mascara. I got it for my birthday at Sephora, my birthday gift. So I'm just trying this for the first time. I'm not a mascara before lashes person, but here we are. I live for this duo lash glue. I'm going to take my Laffy lashes. How cute is this packaging? Like, honestly, let's get into it. Very creative. I'm taking my Laffy lashes in Sweetness. I am going to link her Instagram at the bottom. I ended up getting all 5 of her lash styles because I absolutely love them. So I'm just taking my tweezers and putting my lashes on right now. Putting on fresh out the box lashes is so frustrating to me. Like, they never stay. I feel like I have to put on like 10 layers of glue. Like, so if anybody knows how to perfect these fresh new lashes, please let me know in the comments, because I get so frustrated, I get so irritated, and it takes me so long to put on fresh lashes. But I love fresh lashes. Like, I love a new pair of lashes. It's just I always struggle with them. But this is the look. She is looking so good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Make sure you like, you comment, and you definitely subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next video.